Your Excellency, Bishop McGrattan, other distinguished guests and innovators, builders of this new technology, colleagues, friends all, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Gregorian University as you begin your forum on building Catholic AI, a challenging enterprise, if only because the very foundation base is shifting daily, if not hourly. Nevertheless, the search for foundational principles for this new instrument of our search of truth cannot wait until we see where things settle. We are called to seize this important moment in the development of technology and find ways to use it to advance and propagate our faith through our dedication to seek the truth. As you have already heard from David Nazar, the Society of Jesus, which runs the Gregorian University, has generally embraced throughout its history the various means of communication and discovery that presented themselves through science and technology. I'm a church historian, so I'm going to take a moment to tell you a little bit about the history of the book. If there are some parallels to what you are experiencing, great. If not, historians are also entertainers. With the arrival of the book, there was a crisis. Jobs were lost. Think of all of those monks who no longer needed to copy manuscripts. They had to learn how to run a press. The students at the universities no longer had to spend a good part of their first year copying out their textbooks. This saved a lot of time. The book was dangerous. The first reaction, or one of the first reactions of the church, was to create an index of prohibited books. If you go to old Jesuit university libraries and other Catholic libraries, you will find a cage in the library where books of suspect orthodoxy were imprisoned. They were not burned in Jesuit universities, they were studied. Our archives here has first editions of Pascal's letters and first drafts of the Jesuit response. So the book, as dangerous as it was, led to dialogue, an important thing. Another interesting technological development, because there was all sorts of questions about how reliable the truth was in any given book. And so came the invention of the footnote, the citation, which was originally in the margins, and which cited other books that could be verified to see if what the scriptures cited were actually true, or other books, or the fathers. All of these things didn't happen in one instant, but developed over the years. Licensing, copyright, big fight over that in the initial age. So history teaches us that technology brings with it challenges, opportunities, and the natural process of growth. I'll add one last thing. Saint Robert Bellarmine, a Jesuit saint, one of my predecessors as rector of the Roman College, has received a great deal of criticism for his attitude towards Galileo and astronomy. Yet we know that there were also many Jesuit astronomers, and also I have to say the Samaskins were involved with this, who happily looked to advance Galileo's astronomical theories by looking through the telescope and verifying or refuting them, but most of all, refining them. In fact, astronomy remains a science in which the Jesuits continue to be involved. Last summer, at a meeting of the International Assembly of Jesuit Universities, several of us, rectors and others, began thinking of how the Society of Jesus might partner with you in this field to articulate a new way of uniting our commitment to the study of humanities, now digital humanities, the Jesuit pedagogical tradition. We have the famous tradition of the Ratio Studiorum, and the new challenges presented by artificial intelligence. To this regard, 3 of our universities agreed to develop, and this, here I quote, a joint PhD program in digital humanities with a focus on Jesuit studies, especially pedagogy, and AI methodology. We're at the very beginning of this process. We have a lot to discover and figure out. But if this captures your imagination, Father Nazar or I can provide more information. We also know and have heard that our current pontiff, Pope Leo, has taken this new technological moment very seriously. He has already begun to speak of this important moment in our human history, and we can anticipate even further instructions in the not too distant future. But in the meantime, it touches on us in these days now to begin to articulate the place for AI technology in the advancement of the faith. For this reason, this is an important meeting to begin to explore the gifts and challenges of this technology and how we can form it to become a true instrument for the common good and the progress of our society. So I wish you all much success in these days, that your time together will create new partnerships, new networks, and new opportunities to serve the church together. The early Jesuits often spoke of seeking to find those places where a more abundant fruit might be gathered in the proclamation of the reign of God. I think that in this moment, in this place, we are in that place of abundant fruit. So I leave you to your work of gathering, of creating, and of rejoicing in the harvest. Thank you very much.